Hi, I'm DJ the Money Coach. Don't touch that dial. You want to become financially independent? You want to have consumer debt freedom? You want to have passive income, learn how to build a business, acquire real estate, and achieve the lifestyle you deserve in 2021? Well, hit that link below right now. We've worked with over 20,000 people in the past 2 decades, helping them become consumer debt free, increase their credit scores by 30 to 60 points in 30 days or less, and help them acquire businesses through real estate, taxes, and a network of experts just like me. So you'll get a complete 3-hour, 18-module course called Family Finance 101 that'll teach you A to Z how to become consumer debt free, credit worthy, and it put you in position to become a certified entrepreneur. We'll also give you a complimentary consultation with me that's a $500 value. Why would you want to do that? Because I have already achieved that, and I can help you achieve your American dream in 2021. Hit the link below, get the free webinar and the complimentary consultation, and I'll see you soon and wish you a pom-pom lifestyle that's plenty of money and peace of mind. Come join us.
Toledo Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth, it's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com, promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo purchase. Now, let's start the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the DJ the Money Coach Financial Expert Series, brought to you by the 7 Spheres of Money. Thank you for joining us. And before we get on to the rest of the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the 7 Spheres of Money on YouTube. And we have another phenomenal guest, a young guest here. And I'm going to turn it over to DJ so he can go ahead and introduce him.
Oh, yeah, man. You know what? This is, God is good, first and foremost. This is amazing success story. And you know what? This is probably going to be my best interview because this is a person that's from my own hometown. So, we've interviewed a lot of people on this financial expert series, people who make, millions of dollars, 6 figures, and you got to make 6 figures to come on this platform. But I haven't, outside of my mentor, I haven't had a chance to interview somebody directly from Chicago, and especially a young go-getter that grew up on the south side of Chicago, just like myself. So this is amazing. So what I want to do is just highlight a little bit about this person before I introduce them formally. So first, I just stumbled across this young gentleman on EYL. Shout out to Rashad. Shout out to Troy. Hopefully one day we'll connect with them. And I just happened to be looking up, and I see this guy talking about mobile home parks. And I'm like, man, this dude's kind of young. I don't know no black people that invest in mobile parks. And the irony of it was I tried to buy a couple of mobile parks in Des Plaines and Elmhurst, right by O'Hare Airport, which a lot of people know is a hidden gem. Just couldn't pull it off. So my ears were piqued. And then the other part I saw that was amazing to me, Nick, was that this brother had this sharp black queen beside him, not competing with him, but completing him. And the backbone. And I said, man, ain't that amazing? We turn on this crap, and every time we look up, they fighting against each other, not him and him, but the depiction is we're constantly in a fight against each other versus working for each other. So that got me locked in. And then he started telling his story, and it was just amazing, man. I mean, this gentleman went from, having, working, driving a truck or something like that. And his queen, she was working at People's Gas. And in a small period of time, they took a course, read a book. His queen took on, and I understand he was in the truck, and somebody told him they don't want to be listening to a podcast about mobile homes because they didn't understand the road to wealth. And he turned it over, passed the ball over to his queen, and she picked it up, started doing the research. They come home, and before you know it, they're buying 2 mobile homes, one for $3,700, Nick, and one for $1,500. And in 30 days, they make $19,500, bro. So that's my little thing. So from EYL, I hopped on their website, followed them, saw their story, and then I saw them recently on David Never Sleeps back in March of this year. And the thing that really impressed me is that not only they went from mobile parks, but they got the big picture. So this way I realized these cats and this guy and girl were a genius because they understood that corporation of buying multiple units, i.e. a park, was the road to wealth versus single home ownership, which, you know, people don't realize. That may be the easiest one to get in, but it's the hardest one to deal with. And the best one to be is on the commercial side. So they immediately made that transition to the commercial side and bought a whole mobile park out in Pennsylvania called Sunny Hill. So without further ado, I want to introduce this king who's amazing from my hometown, originally from Washington Park. I grew up in Hyde Park, right across. I used to play baseball in Washington Park for the Kenwood Broncos. Shout out to the Broncos. You know, so this is Byron Sellers and his beloved queen, who's not with us today, but I'm sure we're going to get on the platform. Her name is Sharnice Williams of Mobile Home Elite Investors. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm blessed. Thank y'all for having me on here today.
Man, it's something else. And check this out, Nick. I actually ran into Byron at Breakfast Over Business because of Erica Williams and something I don't ever go to. That's how divine this was, because that's a young venue. I really ain't into hip hop at all. And because Erica's our partner and we do a lot of business, she was like, this in your hometown, come on down here and hang out. And check this out, Byron. I put a wish list together, didn't tell anybody.
Wow.
Who I wanted to meet, because I don't waste time at these kind of events. And your name was at the top. And lo and behold, Nick, I walked through the door with my son, Crusher, and Erica runs up to me. I got about 10 people I want you to meet, but here's the first guy. I said, oh, get out of here. I'm like, and I'm just like, first person up. So I was good. I ain't had to do nothing else. And I'm not a fan person like that. I don't get enamored with people, but I was just so excited because, again, from Chicago, humble, doing it right. And I had the notion that I'm going to meet this young guy, and the first person I meet, and here's how I knew how he was real, regardless of the Chi-Town Connect. Most of these cats, and this ain't no dispersion, no haterade. So y'all, you know, you can take that stuff because I don't read your comments anyway. Number one, because I'm free. So get a grip on this. But here's the reality. I'm successful, unapologetically, 20 years in business. But I meet these people on these platforms who think they're superstars and they want to give you, you know, emails and, you know, Google phones. This brother pulls out his personal cell phone and gives me his number. And I said, this is a real person.
Appreciate that.
Real talk. So I had to go all the way around the world to meet somebody from Chicago. And so Byron, man, I talk a lot when I'm excited about meeting people. And hey, man, tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions and we're gonna just chop it up, brother. And again, appreciate your time, most important.
Anytime. Well, definitely appreciate the introduction, man. That was fire. I truly appreciate that, and you guys even having me on this. So, you know, for everybody, again, my name is Byron Sellers. I'm one half of the Mobile Home Elite Investors. My queen Sharnice is the other half. And man, this thing really started, you know, about 5 years ago. 5 years ago was kind of when I was at that point in my life where I knew it was more. I was working a job that I didn't like. You know, I hated my hours. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was making $60,000, but at the end of the day, I would only have about $250 each every 2 weeks. So I was penny pinching. And the friends I was around at the time, you know, all we did was just get high and play video games. And for me, it was just like I knew it was more to life. And so I started tapping in. My dad had gave me these Earl Nightingale CDs.
Oh, wow. That's old. Yeah. That's older than me.
Yeah. He gave me these CDs, and the CDs, you know, the first thing he was really talking about mindset and how you got to change your habits. And I was just like, I never heard anybody talk like this, right? The company I kept was mostly negativity, and we complained a lot. And so once I started tapping in, I started getting a few, you know, audio books. I started getting a lot of books. And I'm like, man, it's a whole nother side of life. I guess to be successful, you got to think a certain way. So immediately I sold my PlayStation, I sold my TV, and I just started diving full steam ahead. And my friends started noticing a change, but you know, my conversation started switching. And at one point I thought I was crazy because everybody I talked to would just be like, they wasn't engaged in the conversation that I was talking to because I wasn't around high level people. And so to fast forward, you know, I started tapping in with a few more people that was doing real estate, and I really wanted to do real estate. But I was about to get my first multifamily property in Chicago. I was on close on it March 3rd, 2017. March 2nd, when we went to go do the final walkthrough, we noticed the basement had flooded. And they didn't want to give anything off. And we ended up walking away from that deal. I go to work the next day, they fired me.
Wow. So, oh my goodness.
So it was almost like they was nice because they was waiting on me to close on my building just to fire me. And that didn't work out. And so that's when I decided, I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to take my life, full control, and I'm gonna try this entrepreneurship thing. And in the midst of that, in the next 8 months, I tried so many things. I tried MLMs, y'all. I tried, I was trying to sell wearable technologies. I tried credit MLMs. I started my own marketing business for Snapchat, which didn't work. And I tried all these different things, but in the midst of that, I had maxed out all my credit cards. I spent $15,000 on personal development. Because I knew that I had to get my mind right, because the way.
Hey, hold up, young brother. Hold up. You hear that, Nick? This brother went all in and invested 15 grand out of a 60,000 gross income, which really he's at a tax bracket of about 28%. So really 50% of his take home pay, he went in 15 grand. It's no wonder why he's successful. And check this out, Byron. We get people who be hemming and hawing about investing $299 in our course. Go ahead, brother. Man, I'm excited. Man.
Oh man, look, we can talk about those. But right.
Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good, brother. So, and so while I was figuring those things out, right, I had that investment included. I got a life coach. So that was somebody that was, an accountability partner for myself. And I just started noticing, like, okay, everything I was trying and failing, it was helping me remain present. I wasn't caring about the results because I knew the end goal was, listen, long as you keep that momentum up, something is going to happen. And so November 2018, I'm driving Lyft at the time because I got to make some money. And again, I used to always listen to podcasts, and this podcast about mobile home investing came on. And I'm listening. My passenger's like, hey, can you turn that off? Right? Like DJ said. So I was like, let me send this one over to Sharnice. I sent it over to Sharnice. And when I got home, I never seen her that excited. Sharnice really didn't care about, not to say she didn't care about entrepreneurship, but she didn't understand it at that time. And she was supporting me, but she still wanted to figure out something for herself. And that just lit fire, right? Like DJ said, we went in the field. It took us about 2.5 months to find our first deal, but we became students. At that time, it wasn't even a course on mobile home investing. We literally learned about the hard knocks by going to these parks. We from Chicago. We drove down to Cincinnati. We drove to South Bend, Indiana. We drove all over Illinois and parts of Indiana, going to mobile home communities, not knowing what to expect. But we started the conversation. So we started learning from different owners and park managers because they saw it like, who is these two Black people that's, what are they doing out here?
Right. They thought y'all were a novelty. Y'all lost.
Right. Right. And we were just eager. And so what happened was we had called so many mobile home parks at the beginning that the 5th largest mobile home park at the time, the vice president called Sharnice and was like, hey, listen, I keep hearing your name. You keep calling out parks. What's up? And she told him. He said, oh, okay, well, you know what? I like it. If you ever in Denver, come out. We'll meet you guys, take you out to lunch. And we booked a flight 2 weeks later. We scavenged up everything we had and booked a flight to Denver. We took them up on it.
I got to interrupt again, man. You dropping out so many nuggets, man. Dude, check this out. So when I met Robert Kiyosaki, and you're gonna find this to be very important. When he talks about Rich Dad Poor Dad, he says if the master shows up, you clear your calendar and get on his calendar right away. But most importantly, you do something for him that he don't want to do for himself. It could be carry his bags, wash his clothes, but get your ass on his schedule yesterday. So the fact that you understood that, another reason why y'all been blessed, because I met Armstrong Williams, who does the right side and is partners with Stephen Graham. I'm not a Stephen Graham fan, but I was walking through an airport, Byron, and I saw Armstrong Williams because I watched his show, and I was in North Carolina, and he was heading to Arizona, and I said, hey, I've been following you for X. I said, when can I get with you? He said, I'm going to be in Arizona on 1 week with Merv Griffin and Cheryl Ladd. He said, if you can meet me there, I'll give you all my time. I looked at my spouse. I said, book my schedule tomorrow, and I'm in Arizona, and now he wrote the foreword in my book and actually major investments with it.
Wow.
Back to you, brother.
I love it, man. I love it, man. The energy just flowing. So yeah, we end up going to Denver. We met with him, and the first thing, you know, he was giving us game. He said he liked what we were doing. And he said, listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. He said, don't take offense to it. He said, this is a white guy. He said, the reason why I really wanted you guys to encourage and don't give up on this, he said, because nobody that looks like you is in this industry. And if you like making money hand over fist and tripling every investment, stay in this industry. And that was all we needed to hear. That's all we need to hear.
Oh, man. And check that out. Another nugget. We constantly thinking that whites and blacks don't get along. But here's the thing. When you share the same principles, same ethics, same morals, and what I liked about before I got a chance to meet you initially was that you had this bright light, this humility, and you were approachable. And people do business with people they like.
That's true.
So that white guy, he liked your aura, and he said, exactly. Just like, again, another example. Maybe this is a Chicago thing, brother. Yeah. Because we ain't practicing. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time we've ever talked. Yep, we met for a quick minute at breakfast. We ain't do no pre-deal, no pre, let's put our story together. So I met a white guy named Steve Host in insurance business, Byron. Down here, he was running for office. I was like, well, hey, man, what you gonna do for my community? He said, hey, young man, here's my number. Let's have lunch. And we had lunch, chopped it up. He showed me the insurance business. And now, because of him, we're putting Tolero in 50 restaurants. Wow. And he said the same thing your guy said. He said, why can't white people and black people get along, do business, and make the community better? And here's the funny part, Byron. I've done more business with him than I've done with black people here in Houston.
Wow.
Back to you, brother.
That's powerful, man.
So I hope they catch that on the way home.
Oh, man, right.
And he knows I'm a black nationalist.
Oh, man, I love it, man. I love it, man.
We'll be right back with the DJTMC Financial Expert Series after this message. Stay tuned.
Hi, so this is a testimonial for DJ the Money Coach. I would like to thank you for everything that you've done to help my family get on track. First of all, I got one of the best packages that you had, so that was A1. I love the team. They have really come through. And you were amazing as a coach. Every week you showed up on time. Every single week. And trust me, I've been in a lot of courses, a lot of classes, spent a lot of money. And unfortunately, some people don't do what they say that they're going to do as a coach. So you showed up and showed out. Yeah. So the financial planning that I learned in the situation, it's not that I didn't know about some of the things, but the main parts that I would say were different for me is learning about how to actually save the right amount of money for an emergency savings, learning about tax savings, and even how to structure your business more properly so that you can reap the benefits of the taxes and not be taxed so much, So the part that was eye-opening is actually going over the numbers. So I think sometimes, we think that we're doing the numbers, but we didn't understand exactly where our truck business was. And during this process, we were able to see that. And I thank you for all the support that you and your team has given. And I will continue to work with you guys.
After that trip, that just sparked us. And then we once we came home, we just went full throttle, right? At that time we got to about 50 deals, and it was just like, you know what? We knew in our heart after our second deal that we wanted to teach people this, because every time people ask us, what do you guys do? We like mobile home investing. I'm like, what? Trailers? Like, wait. And they will always be so intrigued and just be like, tell me more. So the Queen and I, we just said, you know what? We didn't know what we were doing. We took Zoom, some Google Slides, and we brain dumped everything that we could on how to from A to Z on everything of our journey. We began documenting all of our journeys. Like, we're gonna make a course, and we ended up putting this course together. And literally, we got on Instagram, and we didn't know what we were doing. We just wanted to just share, and it just started catching wind, right? I know Hood Estates was one of the first brands, or Blacker Pockets. They were the first brands to really start pushing us. And then we start meeting more like-minded individuals. Same thing with the Earn Your Leisure. We were doing pretty well, and we were doing real estate. We were doing mobile home investing. We were teaching people, starting to get seminars. And a buddy of mine, they're from Chicago. They're named by the Downing brothers. They're two twin brothers, and they say, "Hey, listen, Earn Your Leisure is coming to Chicago. We want you to come. We want you to meet them." It's like, okay, cool. That'd be awesome. End up meeting Rashad, and the next day. Did you
that in your house? Because y'all were in Washington Park.
Yeah, so they ended up coming to the house. So what happened was we met Rashad on a Thursday. Friday, they were filming a podcast with the Downer brothers, and the Downer brothers invited us. That same day, I had bought a double wide for $500. So
what?
Yes.
Where, in Chicago?
Yep, it was in Sauk Village.
In Sauk, oh my goodness, Sauk Village. Oh,
$500 that same day. So
man.
And we just all talking, and I just happened to just say, and to Rashad was like, "Yo, so tell me a little bit more about this double wide." I'm like, "Oh yeah, man, whatever you want." Today I just bought this $500 mobile home, and everybody just turned like, wait, say it again. And so that became the topic. So Rashad was like, "Yo, I gotta have you on a podcast." And I'm thinking like, perfectly fine, man. Whatever you're ready. I mean, thank you. He called me the next day. He called me that night, like, "Hey, brother, can you do 10 a.m. in the morning?" The queen at the time didn't really know who Earn Your Leisure was, and she was like, "No." He actually can you do 1 o'clock? The queen was like, "No, it's my friend's birthday. We can't do it." I'm like, "Baby, out of all things, this is the one thing that we got to do. I need you to." So they were cool. They changed the schedule around. We dropped that episode, man. That was history. We never knew the impact that it would have. And since then, again, we've been on countless podcasts. We've done a lot of great things, but I would say the biggest blessing is we've had, out of our program, we've had over 10 six-figure earners. We actually just brought one into to be a head coach. We've had over 3,000 students, and just seeing the impact. Everywhere we go, people are like, "Man, mobile home investing," just to know that God planted that seed in us to be able to share with people. And now, we had a total of, not just one mobile home park, but now we're on 4 mobile home communities, and we're still trying to go for more.
Wow. So you have 4 now?
4 mobile home communities, all in PA.
Sunny Hill was your first one.
Sunny Hill was the first, and then we did a 3-park deal. We turned around and did a 3-park deal.
Okay, I remember you said you were working on that. So tell us about that and where that is and how that came about, and how'd you raise capital for that?
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about it, that is also in PA. So that park, two of them in Pittsburgh, and the other one is in Greensburg as well, right? Right. And the other one is actually 5 minutes from our Sunny Hill. So our partner, he just really wanted to dominate.
Was that Charlie?
Market. Yep, Charlie. Yep, Charlie.
Oh yeah, I did my homework, baby. I did my homework.
Man, I love it, man. Charlie really wanted to dominate that market, and so when it came about, he just like, "Yo, you want to get in?" And I'm just like, "Of course, brother. Like, let's do it." And so that investment, the cool thing of that one, that 3-park investment, we invested $75K, and from there, man, we got that ownership. And the beautiful thing about it is watching how me having the ability to watch him go throughout the process. So now, for any park that we do. So
you recorded all of that to make another extension to your digital course.
Yes.
Yep. Residual income. I love it, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. And check this out, Nick. That 15 grand, you think he made his money back?
Oh,
probably 20x.
For sure.
But let me ask you this, Byron, because here's the problem with our people. We live in a microwavable society, especially millennials. And here's the problem with social media. These frauds, I'm gonna call it like it is, these fakes, they come on here. "Oh man, I made 50 million last night, and I only been doing this for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And now all these lemmies are running off the cliff and going for the okie doke or the 3-card molly. You know how it is in the hood. We used to call them lunch tickets.
Right.
Remember? We used to sell them lunch tickets. That's the thing from Chicago. So y'all catch that on the way home. So here's the problem. Keep it real, because this is a 5-year, enterprise. You didn't just link up and own 4 mobile home parks first week in business. You didn't turn around yet 30 days, but you were putting the work in.
Yes.
And then you were planting the right seed, and now it's starting to prosper like the bamboo tree. Takes 7 years before it grows into a redwood. So talk to your young brothers and sisters, because here's the thing I didn't see on EYL. Here's what I didn't see on David Never Sleep. They only talked about the highlights, and that's cool. But talk about that work behind the scenes that separates you, like Tim Grover did for Mike, he did for Kobe, he did for D Wade. It's a Chicago thing. Talk to us about that, because see, people don't want to do that. They want the reward. They don't want the freaking work.
Yeah, no, that's so true. So the first thing I had to do was get out that in crowd. That was tough. Being in my early 30s, it was kind of like, man, like, I still got some left, so I want to go outside.
Right, you young, nothing wrong with that.
Right, I still want to hang, but it was I had to cut off. I had to cut off anything that wasn't, that wasn't fueling me. Any negative industry, I couldn't listen to nobody complain. If you wasn't talking about prosperity, I could not be around you. So for a while, it was almost, I went like, 0 dark 30, like nobody, like, man, B, what's up? Where you at? Man, I'm in here grinding, I'm studying. I became a student. So the first part was I became a student. I knew the outcome, but like DJ is saying, a lot of times, my peers, we see this, we get the shiny object syndrome, and we think that life is going to change that quick. And I did. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, I thought in 30 days, 60 days, that I will be rich and glorious until I start getting smacked in my face. Like,
we're going to be living downtown in Marina City, or the Magnificent Mile, shopping for our girl.
Right. Just knowing that this is it. Because again, I hadn't been around anyone who's done that before. So of course, like, again, you listen to the gurus, you listen to people like, oh, I make $10,000. So you're like, oh, I can do that too. Not knowing that the hard work to put into that. So I became a student first. And then all of the, every idea you have at the beginning, most people don't realize is you think it's going to work. You think that you're going to have this, you got this $1 million idea and you are so excited. And the best feeling of it is just the excitement of coming up with that idea. But once you start putting that work in, it's not fun. And that's the part that a lot of people don't tell you about is you got to do what's not fun. It's going to be boring. It's going to be, times where you're like, why am I doing this? But that consistency is really just starting that momentum. And then everything is not going to work, right? That first thing, you got to know when it's okay to walk away from that. And it's okay to dust yourself and try. And I got judged a lot. My family judged me. You got to deal with family. I had literally 2 interventions where my parents sat me down like, you need to go back to work. What are you doing? You got a degree. Like, they were so worried about me. And I understood that, but I understood that nobody in our family had ever went through what I was through.
It's a different time. And how old are your parents, if you don't mind me asking?
So my dad just turned 61. So my mom's 60 and 61.
Okay. So that your parents 10 years older than me, and I get it, because here's what I try to share with people, Byron. They were taught the old paradigm that really you can retire from the steel mill. Mm-hmm. You can retire from the post office. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm speaking real, because the South Side. People in your parents' age, they either work at the PO, at the steel mill, or they were trades, went to Washburn, or they were lucky that they got a professional degree, and it was one of us that worked in nursing, or they were educated. Yeah. Am I speaking truth to the shot town?
And then they finally start getting in. My dad, he told me he was one of the few Black people to work at CTA. He started getting into
CTA. Yep. CTA, baby. I used to ride that Stony Island, baby.
Yeah.
In Kenwood.
Oh man. So, all up and down.
Exactly. So here's their fears, that they don't want you to ruin an opportunity, but they didn't realize that the world, because technology, information has changed, and now everything's open to us, and it's an equal level playing field, and all you got to do, have accountability, discipline, and put that work in.
Yeah, that's
man. Back to you, brother. Man, I'm so excited, man.
Hey,
so
I love it.
You got to excuse me for my excitement, because connecting with somebody from the Chi is out here grinding, that's young, got your head in the game, got humility. Byron, I mean, it's a blessing, brother.
Thank you.
Back to you, my friend.
Thank you. No, but and again, I go back to like that family piece, right? My family thought I was crazy, but it was like I was crazy. I was crazy because I believed in me. And, you know, even my friends, you know, it'll be times that my friends, I'll be excited because they'll talk about ventures. And I was always encouraging people like, man, go for it. Go for it. You only got this one time. I'm telling you guys, we're going to have this conversation 3 years from now, and it's going to be totally different. And, you know, one thing I always quote, you know, the late rapper Nipsey Hussle talked about it being a marathon. And that's what I had to learn. It was a marathon, because I thought it was going to sprint, like we talked about. I thought I was going to sprint and I was going to keep on going. Now you're talking about I can find it. I'll send that to you if y'all need promo. But when my checking account had $3 in it and my savings had $7 in it, I'm talking about going to the aid office when I'm sitting there like, yo, I gotta go get food. I'm in there knowing I don't belong in here, but I'm like, I'm just gonna bite my pride because I need some food right now. Like this, you know, it was tough. And, you know, they trying to send me to different job. You know, when you go get aid, they like, okay, you gotta go to this job seminar. I'm like, I ain't trying to do that, but you know.
Did you go to that office on Stony Island where they had
63rd, right off
King Drive?
Yep, right, 2 blocks off King Drive, yeah. Right, and you know that one crazy, right off 63rd.
Right beneath the track.
And you know, it was crazy because I'm in this place where we out here for a handout and people in there complaining, people in there mad, and just I'm like, this is not my environment. And so here I go again. I talk about, you know, making $60,000, and even though I was living check to check, my pride, you know, in conversation, I'll make 60,000.
Right.
Versus now I'm not making no money. Right. I'm driving Lyft, and I hated driving Lyft because I'm 6'2". So I'm in this car crunched up for 3 hours, 4 hours on out. And so it was just, the biggest thing for me was my mental. And I'm glad I had Sharnice there because that was my peace. My mental was, man, it was like, why am I doing this to myself? It was times I questioned, like, I should go look for another job. But I knew that there was, you know, light on the end of the tunnel. And so once we, you know, again, I went through the last straw for me was when I got my car repo.
Oh, you got your car repo too?
Got my car repo.
Hey, hold up, man. We must be practicing. You know Arrow Chevrolet?
Yeah.
In Midlothian?
Yeah.
I got my car repoed across the street at Fairfield Ford, and I worked it on 147 to Cicero. Yeah. Geo Tracker, bro. I teach that in my webinars. Real talk. Don't I, Nick?
Wow. Yep. That's crazy. Yep. I went to the car repo too, man. I thought somebody stole my car when I was behind on that car note.
Right.
And so,
oh my goodness.
That was my last straw. That was like, you know what? I know I'm building momentum, but everything has to be purposeful, right? And it has to be with intention from here on out. Because that was embarrassing. Again, talking to my parents, and you know, now you know.
Oh, they will own you when you got your car repo.
Oh, man,
you with your life, son. You're embarrassing us.
Exactly. Right.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
They care about you, but that image that they put their son through college and he is failing terribly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Doing it to himself. Self-inflicted. That's what it was to them.
Right.
How are you doing this to yourself? And I think that was that final test when God was just like, okay, I put you through that warrior journey. Now I got something good for you. And after that, everything just started lining up. Everything, you know, we like I said, we bumped our head in mobile home investor, but even our first few deals, you know, it would be like our intuition was like, don't get that one. Don't get that one. And sure enough, we'll walk away and we'll get something even better. And so me and Sharnice started learning together how to listen to our intuition. It was even phenomenal. The best part about this journey, DJ and Nick, was I saw my queen grow. Went from a working mindset to now she's a boss. And
were you guys reading the same books and going to the conferences together?
Nah, that was me. And the cool thing about Sharnice, she's a sponge. All I gotta do is tell her. She just give her a summary and she'll get it. And so she didn't really need, and that's what I loved about her entrepreneur, because hers was much different. I did the struggling and stuff, so she got a chance to look at me, and so she would reflect like, I remember you didn't do that right, so maybe we should do it this way, right? And then she was a student, and she was willing. When we first started, she was willing to kind of let me put the team on the back, and then once she got comfortable, she started calling the plays, she started calling more shots. She got out, you know, just comfortable. She was the closer. Like that's what I love about every home that we mostly sold. 90% of those homes Sharnice closed. I made her set it up and we did the work, but she was the closer.
So you the outside guy, she the inside guy.
Yep. And
man, I love it.
We'll be right back with the DJTMC Financial Expert Series after this message. Stay tuned.
I created STEAM, STEAM. It's science, technology, engineering, access, and mentorship. And people might say, well, what happened to the math? Well, to me, it's self-explanatory. If you're going to be an engineer, you got to be good at math in some capacity. How does that translate when you go in these boardrooms with these Fortune 500 companies who just want to take money out of our community? How do you get them to, humanize our experiences and actually give us the value without us having to be validated through their lens? People don't understand when you start out in business, you got to pay your team first before you pay yourself. I'm going to say you got to pay your team first before you pay yourself because you're invested in a system. I'm excited about meeting you guys because I think you're stumbling on something that's going to actually dissolve that system and actually make you as the number one player in the industry. Can you talk to that a little bit?
You know what I can say? I can say that I have chills, right now at 4:19 Central Time, Thursday, March 4th, 2021 in Austin, Texas, hearing you say that. And I actually want to refer back to this clip whenever it is that we, do achieve some milestone like $100 million of gross written premium.
The DJTMC Financial Expert Series is the #1 show featuring the hottest business professionals, working professionals, and entrepreneurs, from the seasoned vets to the rising stars. Email Nick at djthemoneycoach.com if you have what it takes to stand among the greats. Now back to the program.
So tell us about the first deal at Love's Park?
Yes, Love's Park.
Tell us about that, then we're going to go through the history of where y'all got to them 4 mobile parks. Man, I'm excited.
For sure, man. So the first deal, Sharnice ended up finding on Facebook Marketplace, and she reached out. It was being marketed by a park manager. So she reached out to him, and he had the 2 homes. He had one listed for $6,500 and $1,500. So we went out there and looked at it, and from everything that we had saw, they was beautiful to us. Like, we was like, oh, these homes is it. So he was just like, make me an offer. So I should have listened to my queen. She said, offer him $4,000. I was like, for everything? She's like, yeah, offer him $4,000. I was like, and again,
gotta listen to that queen. They got that discernment.
Queen. Got it. So I said $4,300. He's like, cool. So I'm like, you gonna give me both these homes for $4,300? Like,
wow.
So we ended up we got those. We were right in action. One home we didn't even have to do anything to. So we instantly market these homes. We were marketing like crazy.
How did you come up with the money? Because you said you had $3 in the savings, $7 in the checking account. Where'd you get the bread at, bro?
I'm glad you. Great question. So we took out a high interest loan. I ended up getting approved for a high interest loan because Sharnice co-signed for me through my Lyft. Since I was doing Lyft through Lending Club, and $10,000 at a 24% interest rate. 24%. But we was like, you know what?
Hey, but they giving you the money. Let's get that bread.
Let's get it, right? And we knew, it was like, man, we can't hold off on this one. We gotta pay this one back ASAP. And so we got that. So we had that 10,000, and that's when we started shopping. That's when we got really aggressive. So when we found this deal, again, we went ahead and got it, like I said, $4,300. The other house we put a total of $3,000 into it. So one home.
So did you have any rehab experience, anything prior to that? So you all in on these, don't know about contracting, rehabbing, or nothing.
Yeah, we just had her father had did work handyman and contract work before, and he had a friend that I love, and shout out George. George would say, just give me anywhere from $60 to $100 a day and get him 6 Magnum beers. That's all he wanted.
Wow.
So George pretty much, him and myself, her father, and the good thing was just cosmetic work. We ended up finding some mold on the floor that we ended up taking out, but it was all cosmetic work. So we put up some new drywall, new toilets, painted the tub, painted new floors, laminate floors. And we end up putting that house on the market for $13,000. We end up putting the other house on the market for $15,000. The funny thing was, at first we wouldn't even budge on our prices. Like the first 13 days, people was like, "I'll give you 10,000 for it. I'll give you 11." We're like, "Nope, we standing firm on this price." But we end up learning over the long haul. That home that we got for $3,700, we end up selling that for $9,500 because it was a gentleman and his wife. They just been married. Their grandma paid for the house. He was like, "Cool, we got that." And then we turned around 3 days later and sold the one that we had renovated for $10,000. So that's how we made that for $19,500. We literally turned basically $7,300 into $19,500. And that's
what was that day like when you did that?
You know what? The money wasn't because Sharnice was kind of rough.
The feeling. I'm talking about the feeling. I know, forget the money, but what was the feeling that you was like, you know what, we can do this?
Yeah, that, you know what, it was all those failures. I was like, I got nothing else to lose. I'm not gonna die doing none of this stuff, so I ain't got nothing else to lose. So let's get it. Like, what else can I lose? I felt like I said, a car repo being broke, all that stuff, credit bad, that was already losses. So to me, it was just like I'm willing to gamble with this 10,000 because something has to work. And that day when we sold, it was the biggest joy was that family. They cried. They cried because we gave them that affordable house. They had already come from a bad situation. And when we gave them those keys, that hit different. That's when I knew that this was philanthropy work. That's when I knew this was just the money. Like the check was like, oh man, this is the biggest check I ever got. But that feeling of helping that family, I'm like, I got addicted to that. And Sharnice did too. And that's what drove us, because every family, it was every deal, same thing. We was either getting tears, we was getting hugs, and we was getting, you saved our lives. Those were the three major things. And that's what made us stick in it, because I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to graduate. I wanted to do mobile homes. Then I wanted to go to single family homes and then keep working my way up. But it made me stick in mobile homes because those people we started servicing was just like, yo, they need us, and let's share with other people.
And they didn't have that Section 8 mentality where, oh man, dude, that is here's what I like about your story. And correct me if I'm wrong, Byron. I think you guys, you said nobody was training and teaching this about mobile homes. So you became the actual creator of a course that was in an industry that's been around forever. Here's what I teach my students. There's a book called Good to Great by Jim Collins. And I tell people, I said, you know what? Two books that your story reminds me of. Good to Great. Nice. I'm always pumping up. Nice. Hedgehog Concept. Number one, find your passion. Number two, find the industry you can be number one in. Even if you've never been in it, find an industry you can find a niche. Boom. Mobile homes. Nobody's teaching how to buy a mobile home. Yep. Y'all stumble on that by accident and you find a vocation. Yeah. And now you got the economic engine which puts people in front of you. How did I get in touch with you? I saw you on EYL. I saw you on your show. I saw you on David Speaks, and then boom, I meet you at Breakfast Over Business. Yeah. This is over breakfast. So not only did you have that, the hedgehog concept, but the most important one, you got the blue ocean. You are in a saturated business that's been around for 100 years, easy. Yeah. And nobody, because it's primarily 99.9% probably white in terms of ownership, never thought about teaching a course, and y'all stepped right in with that ingenuity and found a blue ocean. So it ain't no competition for y'all going forward. Man, dude, I am excited. So, bruh, so tell me this. So you went from there, you bought a couple more. So how did you stumble on thinking bigger, what I call the audacious goal, and go after that first mobile park, Sunny Hill?
Yeah, so the first thing, even that first deal, so for all the listeners, one thing how mobile home parks make their money is what is called lot rent, right? Or sometimes you call them site fees. So every mobile home that's on that entire land, they pay a monthly fee to have their asset on the land, right? And so the lot rent at this particular park was $575. And so we asked the guy, we said, how many units y'all got? He said 637 units. And we sat back and was just like, yo, this
y'all in the wrong, y'all get the wrong. You had an epiphany, like, wait a minute. I'm doing residential housing, but here's this commercial apartment complex for students, and same headaches.
Yeah.
Let them pay. And if I get one tenant out, I'm 100% vacancy. I get 1 or 2 out, I'm still making that money, baby.
Yep, man. And now it's just like, yo, we're going to get parks. So I literally became a student of mobile home parks the entire time. From the time of doing the single deals, I was already a student of mobile home parks because I became that intrigued. I had to find out who was doing it. And so one thing for, here's a gem for most of the audience. A guy by the name of Sam Zell. Sam Zell is actually from Chicago. He's the largest mobile home park owner in the country. He owns two different mobile home companies, Equity Lifestyle and Sun Communities. And you're talking about combined over $14 billion net worth, right? And again,
you say 14 billion?
14 billion. Warren Buffett, Clayton Homes, So
again, I know Clayton Homes.
Yeah, Warren Buffett owns Clayton Homes. He bought that acquisition in 2003 for 1.7 billion. So when you start looking at some of these names,
cash flow.
Yeah, you're like, okay, nobody's talking about this. I need to go a direction where nobody's talking about. And so I started doing my homework, started studying a lot of the park owners who were just giving out the game. Because that's one thing I learned about this industry too. They just give out the game. They give out the game, but they never really thought about monetizing it because they're fine, So I love it. And so to fast forward to that, again, the pandemic happened, and that 2020 is my year. That my number one goal on my list. I got my goal sheet over there. I'll go get it. But my first thing was to buy a mobile home community. That was the number one goal on my goal list for 2020. Pandemic hit, and we were still getting some deals across the desk. And I had reached out to my partner, Charlie, because originally I was going to do a deal in his park where I was going to take 19 homes, renovate them, and help him out. But I was just like, you know what? I like that, bro, but I want equity. I don't really want necessarily.
Say that again. Say that again, Byron. You like what?
I want equity.
Man, check this out, brother. I teach my people, Nick. Tell them this is true. We don't do nothing if it don't have what, Nick?
Yeah, if we don't own it or if it don't have our name on it.
Yep, equity and ownership, baby. We don't get involved in nothing, Byron, if it don't have equity and ownership, because that's transgenerational wealth. Because if we die today, our children's children still getting taken care of.
Yep,
man. Go. Hey, you know what? Hey, let's take a step back. So I know people watching this right now, and they got a little bit of money. And this is what I liked about when you were on David It Never Sleeps. You said people can get into this business as little as $1,500. And you can walk them step by step through it with your course. Talk a little bit about that, because those are the people we want to talk to most, because that's the vocation. Because I feel that passion when you and Sharnice was at the Sunny Hill and y'all were talking about how y'all felt so great about helping families better themselves with quality product and quality lifestyle at their income bracket. So let's talk to that before we start talking about this big grandiose stuff. Let's talk to our common man and girl about they can get in at $1,500 by walking through your course, tell them about the course, and we'll tell them how we can do Family Finance One and help them get down that road together.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's one thing, again, when we started, like I said, we didn't have anything, right? And so, we tell people as low as $1,500 is because you can wholesale mobile homes, right? And one thing about mobile homes inside of mobile home communities, that is personal property.
Wow.
So it's not necessarily real estate. So you don't have the same laws as single family homes. You can close same day, right? You can literally. Well, I don't
have to go title company and stuff like that, real estate agent, all that BS.
Nope, you don't.
Oh, well, hold up. I'm gonna be a little selfish now. Hey, how can I get one of the properties for my children, brother? I'm serious.
Oh man, listen, I get them across my desk all the time, so I'll definitely keep you in contact. But man, the beautiful thing about, like I tell people, you can if you want to have no money down, you can wholesale. And wholesaling is just like wholesaling a car, right? You literally you need to find a seller who has a problem, and then you create a pool of buyers we have this technology, we have Facebook, right? And what the beautiful thing about Facebook, I'm gonna get everybody this free gem. Facebook has groups. And so you have all these buy, sell, trade, these rental groups, and you have these groups that have hundreds of people. That's free advertising, because what you can do is you can actually create a lead magnet to say, hey, we help people find affordable housing, have you consider mobile homes, whatever that looks like. Then I have people put a link right? You can create a job form, you can create a Google form where you collect as much data as possible, right? I need your name, your phone number, your email, how much money you make, what's your credit score, with all these different things I have. Now that's clickbait, right? And as I put these in all these different groups, I have all this traffic. Now people are filling out my form. So now let's say I have 25 people that I know that are looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in, and I'm gonna go from the Chicagoland area, but in the Oak Lawn area. So now I go to that buyer and I say, listen, I ask them, look, I see you got your home listed. Have you thought about, getting any help, or how have you been marketing this home? They may say it. I was like, well, listen, I'll offer a service where it's completely free to you. I get paid on the back end, but I'd love to help you market your home. And I have plenty of buyers already. 9 times 10 when they hear that and they know they don't have to pay for it, they're gonna be like, perfectly. So now as soon as I get the whatever price we agree at, I get them on my purchase agreement. I can blast that out to my buyers list. And now my buyers list is bidding on this property. So let's say the seller says he's going to sell it to me for $5,000. I can go list that home for $10,000, and possibly if somebody agrees to 10 at closing, all I need is 2 bill of sales, right? At closing, I can actually give I'll get the check, my $10,000 check. I will give my buyer his bill of sale. I will get the title from the seller. I will give him his bill of sale for $5,000. Transaction done. I walked away with $5,000 just because I helped this person. I helped these 2 people out.
So that's in the course?
Yeah, I gave them a nugget.
Oh my goodness, man. Dude, that's like 10 times easier than wholesaling residential real estate. I don't have to do no assignment. I don't need an attorney. Man, I get that. Oh my goodness. Yes. So give me a ballpark. First year when it started going, give me a ballpark of what y'all made gross, and give me a ballpark of what y'all brought in residual. Because this is what the people are chasing on these. They want to get away from a job, but then they want passive income so they can have what I call the pom-pom lifestyle, which is what we teach. Plenty of money, peace of mind, be 365, your real self. And that's what you know. So give us a ballpark and give us an idea if somebody was hungry, they willing to plug in the system. What's the worst case scenario they could have? We know you can't guarantee, but what's the worst case scenario if they would have to go get I, and Nick work? Yeah, no, for sure. So our first 12 months of the business, we made 6 figures. And so we were blessed to hit right at 6 figures. And then and as far as passive income, we had got up to making $2,500 a month that we were getting in passively. Right. 30 grand a year. That's good money. Hey, that's 50%. Yeah. Profit or increasing your income from that. I know your parents was fired up then. Oh man. Yeah, they and I was cheap at first. So, sometimes I remember showing them that first check. It was like, okay, it was like that. It was almost like you got lucky, but we'll see. We'll see how it keeps going. Okay. Then the next year, 20. So our full, we could say a full calendar year. That was our first 7-figure year with everything as far as both of our businesses. That was our first 7-figure year. Wow. So is it fair to say that you knocked down at least $250,000 in personal income? Yes. Hey, Byron, this is what I tell people all day. I said, any person, 3 years in any business, to get the grind, get the system, and put the work in with accountability, if they can't make 6 figures and $250,000, they wood is wet. And wet wood sinks. So that is important.
We'll be right back with the DJTMC Financial Expert Series after this message. Stay tuned.
My name is Isaiah, and I'm a cybersecurity engineer. I've actually been working with DJ, the Money Coach, for several months now. I've enrolled in several of his courses, one being the Family Finance course, another being the Complimentary Consultation, another one being the DI 7 Spheres of Money program, and most recently I've also engaged in the Forex webinar. In all of these courses, I would very highly recommend, depending on what it is that you're wanting to get into or that you're looking to get into. One of my biggest takeaways from the Forex course is basically learning how to make your money work for you. Also for me, I think this is probably by far one of the best investments that I've made, all of his courses for that matter, and I highly recommend them to anyone everyone, depending on what it is that you're looking to do and that you're looking to go into. Thanks so much, and God bless.
When you start expanding out and start helping people, tell us about some of them success stories of the people that you've been helping that came from meager beginnings, because anybody's gonna think you and I can pull it off.
Right.
But what about that single parent? You know, that brother or sister that had hard times and they plugged in? Because here's what I gleaned from you, that you walk step by step with the people just like we do. And this is what I tell people. You see these guys on these platforms, you ain't getting to them unless you drop them 10, 25 grand to go to their course to get them personally. You get me personally, and I know they get you and your queen personally. So talk to us about that, brother.
Yeah, so I would say I want to talk about Sarita. Sarita's story is very special to me. I got two, Harold and Sarita. Sarita, she was in the Georgia area, and at the time she said, you know, she was downsizing. She had moved back with her parents just to make some money. She had subleased her house out for her home just to kind of get some money. She said she was down to her kind of her last few grand that she had. She took the course, and we had ran into her in Atlanta, and she was so excited to meet us. And she was like, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be a success story. I'm telling y'all. We just like, you know, man, that's dope. I can't wait to see it. Anyway, she bought her first mobile home for $6 grand. In 13 days, she turned around and sold that for $22,000.
What?
Yes. $6 grand, turned that to $22,000. Then took her profit, went and bought 2 more mobile homes, right? Bought 2 more mobile homes. Again, every mobile home that she was selling was over $20,000. We just had her on our interview series on our YouTube channel. She's knocking on that 6-figure, and she started last year in the pandemic.
Wow. So she started last year in the pandemic, and she about to make 6 figures in less than 12 months.
Yep.
And we got brothers and sisters out here was waiting on the STEMI, crying about can't get the PPP.
Right.
And here it is, Sarita, making it happen. Yep. Man, that is awesome, man. I hope you can share that link with us so we can share that with everybody, because that is phenomenal, man. That's mad crazy. So my thing is, I'm starting to think that cash on cash, this is the best investment in any kind of real estate on the planet. Could I be right about that?
Yeah, mobile homes have the highest cash on cash return of any form of real estate. And the reason why is because people don't see the value, right? No matter, I don't care if I'm in a worse neighborhood, that the lowest costing home is still going to be somewhat comp, you know, even unless it's, you know, wholesaling or fire damage or something. But a mobile home, most people don't know the value of their mobile home. And so they look at it as a depreciating asset. So for us as an investor, I look at it like, okay, listen, we're in 2021. Where can you go get a move-in ready house for less than $30,000 at? Nowhere. So now here's the option I'm giving by providing that value and giving people a more sense, because the more they pay for it, the more sense of ownership and the more sense of, you know, attachment they have with this house, that now they value it more. And now that's what we do with our communities. We want to bring more value instead of having people who just want to, you know, just rent and just don't care about it. We want to create home ownership and let people own these assets. So if they want to move their house, they get the option to move their home.
Here's one thing that I always knew about mobile homes that was different from people living in apartments or renting from condos. They always took pride in ownership, and they always paid their rent.
Yep.
And I hate to say it, this ain't a stereotype, but down here in Houston, dude, the Hispanics and the Mexicans live in these parks, and they pay all the freaking time. I'm talking about they'll pay $500 to $900 a month every first of the month. And I'm like, dang, why? But you get an apartment, condo, and they got some excuse, Section 8, whatever, why they can't pay you. So tell me, what's the psychology behind that, Byron? Because I don't get it, because I would think, man, I would move up and buy myself a house, but why do they take so much pride and they pay their bills on time? And I'm talking about people who are just working at Wendy's and Burger King and Walmart. I ain't talking about people working at the post office, but they pay their bill.
Yeah. So one of the things is because they're normally most people's most expensive expense other than taxes, which is their house, right? It's lower than what most people will pay. So they have a little bit more affordability. Like the crazy thing, you go to these parks, You see, especially I love out down south, you see the F-150s with the big rims and like these. A lot of times it gives the flexibility for people to live with just having a very low overhead for a house. So when they own the asset and they're only paying the lot fee, just like a condo, right? When you just paying only your home association fee, you paying $300, $400, you got life. Because it's like, I'm not paying, my neighbors up the street, their mortgage is $1,200, $1,400. I'm only paying $500 for where I'm at. And now they got more life. So you see people taking more pride. And they look at it. What I love about, a single wide, if you compare to most apartments, it's really the same structure, right? You're talking about your living room, kitchen, however many bedrooms, you have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So you have the space. And then these newer mobile homes, the newer you go, I'm talking about immaculate. Man,
I remember in Macon, Georgia, when I was in high school, the girl I was dating, her aunt lived in a double wide that looked better than our house.
Yes.
This was back in '89, bro.
Right.
I mean, that's crazy. Do they pay real estate taxes on mobile homes?
So inside of a mobile home community, no, you only pay personal property taxes. So I'll give you an example. In Indiana, my average house for the year was $37 to $67 a year. In Illinois, my average taxes per home, $120 to $160 a year.
What the? Byron, hey man, after this interview, you didn't converted me. Seriously. I just rented out 2 units in Madison that came off lease, and just a headache, even though it went better than I expected because I got $300 over market value, but the headache, the real estate tax bill, the property manager, all that, and you just, man, seriously?
Taxes are cheap, especially like I said. Now, when a mobile home is on private land, then that's when they pay real estate tax. They pay they pay property tax when it's on its own private land. But that's the only difference.
So here's what I'm trying to say. Well, I may not should be asking it, because I'm wondering, why ain't Uncle Sam come knocking to the door? Because they always trying to get that toll.
Well, see, the beautiful thing is,
what prevents that?
So the park owners, we incorporate, but we're pretty much paying taxes on the land. They don't even consider the chattel, right? What they consider chattel as
no valuation, appreciation tax when they come get that assessment, which is what I teach people about residential property as professionals. You got to understand that once you bought that new house, especially built from ground up, it's going to be 30% more higher on your taxes the next year. So you, even with these decked out, and I think I heard you either on EYL or David Never Sleep, there's multi-million-dollar mobile homes on the West Coast.
Yep, West Coast.
Tell us a story about how mobile homes came together and chiming in with that.
Yeah, so the mobile homes are originally for the wealthy.
Get out of here.
Originally, when they were built, the Vanderbilts, the DuPonts, what happened was when they were building a railroad system, hotels were further out. So
right.
Like, how can I want to sleep. I don't want to have to go to this hotel. Like, what's up? I don't want to sleep on this train. So they created these motor houses that you guys see the RVs, but then they start attaching them to, horse and buggy and being able to bring these houses with them. So they originally made by yacht masters.
Wow.
So when you look at original mobile homes, we have Mobile Home Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. You start seeing this.
Right. That's the king of mobile homes, Elkhart.
Yep. You start seeing the wood. You be like, wow. So then they start. So as what happened was, as the wealthy start having these, after World War II, they had all this aluminum left in these warplanes, and they're like, man, what can we do with? So the government was just like, we need housing for the soldiers. I see them doing those mobile homes. Can't we take that aluminum and make that into houses? Oh, okay. So that's the first biggest investor was the government, because now you start seeing, if you look at it, most mobile homes are in rural areas. Right. They were building them out in kind of like suburban to make them like suburbs. Right. So,
Crestwood, Harvey, Stock Valley, Display, Elmhurst.
Yep. So now you have this class of people, middle class, who are moving into these mobile homes, and it became the end thing. And so as mobile homes, 50s, 40s, 60s, when the 70s hit, that's when HUD got involved in 1976, and they started putting more restrictions on the mobile homes. So that's when a lot of, manufacturers like, all right, y'all get a little bit too strict. a few of them can start doing their own thing. They start going back into houses. And then next, these articles came back about trailer trash. And you're like,
right.
Yo, what's going on? So now cities start booming, right? We're talking about the 80s, 90s, the cities back going. People want to live back in the cities. They're revitalizing the cities. And so everybody started moving back out of these places. So now they became affordable housing for people who couldn't afford, to have any affordability. So that was kind of the cycle with mobile homes. But now today's we're seeing, anything 50 and up, they love them because it's small, low overhead costs. And you're starting to see way more retirement communities pop up because the fact that if I live in a 55 plus community, I don't have to deal about all the kids. All my neighbors are, around the same age.
And eliminate that real estate tax bill. That is amazing.
Yep.
I mean, just thinking about that alone, I mean, that's 40% of your expenses when you retire, man.
Yep.
I mean, that is crazy. All right, so man, we're gonna wrap it because I don't want to take up much. Man, dude, I'm so excited, man. This is crazy. So bring us up to speed on your 3 mobile parks, how that looked, how you raise the capital, how you bring the investors in, and tell us about your course, how we can get in contact. Man, dude, we got to do some business together. Real talk.
For sure, man.
I profess to know a lot about a lot, but I have not done any homework on mobile homes at all. Even though I did my homework on you, I am blown away that this is the first time I have an aha moment. Because why would I do single family homes and condos ever again in my life when I teach people just like a mutual fund? I don't care where the globe is. I want the highest rate of return, less headaches for my money. And if I ain't mistaken, sounds like mobile homes is the place to be.
Man, I'm telling you, we're going to definitely, man, keep rapping about it. But it definitely takes a lot of the loads off, right? Especially we know the price of lumber going up and all this other stuff, man.
You got to have people kicking down your door right now.
Oh man,
how many collective students do you have? And man, I'm just, my mind is racing, bro.
Right now we're about all in about 4,500. I think, and all when that comes from books to programs and everything like that, we're about 4,500. And then just to kind of catch you up, year to date, our parks right now we're working on. We got to fill up some vacancies. We had to do some evictions because once the state of PA laws, we had a few people, they started taking advantage of the system. They weren't paying rent, so we just
they had a moratorium on that too.
Yeah, they had a moratorium. So that finally just lifted. So we had we had our evictions come up. So we got 20 vacancies. So we just working on getting those filled. And the goal, honestly, with those parks, the first park that we purchased, the goal with that was to pretty much do the bird method with that one, and then cash out, and then pretty much go buy more communities.
Oh, so you're gonna flip Sunny Hill?
We're gonna flip Sunny Hill.
Okay, what would be the evaluation? What I think you said that was 1.1 or 1.3 million.
So we got it for 1.1, but and then we end up getting appraised at 1.6 already. So we already got 500K in equity in it already. So
oh man, that's sweet. How much did you actually come out of your pocket on that?
So that one's 75. Yep.
You hear that? 75 to half million. That's an 8x return on your money, brother. and woo! Yeah. So you refinance, just pull that out right now at these low rates. Oh my God. We got a young Reginald F. Lewis on the show.
Oh man, appreciate that, man. And I'm glad you said it, because that's what I almost switched to. I got a buddy that does nothing but software acquisitions. And I'm like, I got to jump and buy pre-existing businesses. But then he told me, he said, Byron, you're buying pre-existing businesses with these mobile home communities. And I was just like,
yeah, bro, don't stop what you're doing. Be the mogul.
We'll be right back with the DJTMC Financial Expert Series after this message. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Consultation. I'm an auditor for the federal government, and I chose to rock with DJ the Money Coach because I want to kind of explore another way to get myself financially independent and basically have someone kind of help me along in that journey, besides me trying to figure out, doing it myself, because, Google can only do so much. So I definitely would highly recommend DJ the Money Coach. He's very personable. He's actually real. He actually does meet with his clients. I'm happy for that. And he actually has a team that he works with that that are actually real. They do call people, so they will call you. So that's kind of why I want to rock with DJ the Money Coach. Definitely have him help me, you know, understand my finances, improve my finances, but also become financially independent. And I'm just excited to learn more about, you know, how money works and how I can improve, you know, my finances so I can help, you know, others around me, family, friends. Definitely highly recommend working with DJ the Money Coach.
So, all right, so tell us about the 3 mobile parks and how that come in. And I'm sure you use other people's money at this point, other people's time, and you basically just curating these deals now.
Yeah. So the three park deal, we ended up getting that one for 2.6. And then that one was a total well, I'm saying total we got that one was a total of 200 because I know in total we got 272 units. Also I got to minus my 51 units. But so that park it was 3 different communities. The largest park had 100 units, and then the other 2 let me do my math, man. I mean, people hearing this, they know the numbers is mad crazy. And so Charlie manages all of this for you. Yep, Charlie. So yep, Charlie manages everything. So again, 221 units. And you know, the biggest thing I love about Charlie, he keeps it small. We only do anywhere from 3 investors max.
Okay.
He had great relationships with the banks out there. We always use local community banks when you're doing these deals, because again, they are more likely they want they want the relationship, and they're more likely to
rotate, make the community better. I get it, bro.
Yep.
Cooperative economics.
Oh man. And then that one we walked in, we got a 200K equity on that one when we got that. So now you can say we got some, you know, those 4 total, you know.
How much are lot fees? You said monthly? How much?
So the average is 465. We can range from 465 to 485.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is just ballpark monthly income on a residual. That's just ballpark. And I'm a numbers guy, and I'm going ultra conservative. I ain't in his pockets, but I want you to understand this is what we're talking about in that pop club lifestyle. And you 35?
35.
Nick, are you excited, brother? Nick, 30 years old, just turned 30.
Oh man.
Been rolling with us for 2.5 years, Byron.
I love it, man.
All right, so you got that. So how much skin in the game that you and your queen had to come to the table? Did you come with none because you put the deal together collectively?
So we went in out of our own pockets. We went in, because the thing about us, you know, just being blessed to educate people, you know, we didn't want to be too cash heavy. You know, we knew it was an election year coming up. So we like, we got to dump. Let's go ahead and dump in some assets. So we actually use our personal finances for those. But I think future deals, we understand the power of the people. And we have so many people that want to invest. So we're definitely, you know, that these next deals coming around, we're definitely gonna raise some funds for those.
So what's your vetting process in terms of raising capital? Because that's my expertise. Like I said, I raise anything up to 1.5 billion on Real Talk, and I vet people because in order to put deals together, for instance, with Tolero, it's a $15 million deal. You know, Real Talk. This ain't no I'm trying to impress nobody. That's just real talk. Okay. We also working on another deal for 400 units, luxury apartment complex right outside of Austin, Texas. It's a $40 million deal, a $9 million raise. Nice. That's the high level. But we'll come down here to Detroit, like Erica's in. I've been to Detroit for 15 years, and that's the lowest entry point where you can get in at 7,500. And check this out, Byron. We own over 250 properties cash outright in Detroit. But we've been rocking in Detroit since 2005.
That's amazing.
So I'm a money guy. I used to be an owner of a mortgage banker company as a minority partner. So I know now that I look at a certain level of people. So if they come in on the entry level at 35,000 income, if they got a 640 credit score, they have pretty much no discernible consumer debt. I'll let them get into an investment at 7,500, and they'll make $300 to $400 a month in passive income after they went through our qualifier. And that's why I was cracking up when you were saying, see this right here?
Yeah, I see it.
Little survey, little income. And guess what, Byron? They don't meet with me unless they fill that out in a budget sheet.
Wow.
So we raise capital. And then when they're vetted, we say, hey, let's get them hooked into mobile home elite investors. And you just roll to the hole. And we do cooperative economics, brother.
Oh, man, I love it, man. We definitely going to talk. But yeah, for the most part, you know, most of our relationships just came from people, you know, we not only we just met in the industry, But just friends, and a lot of times you have some high level friends that is, hey, I want to get in, I want to get in. And so for us, just making sure we find the right deal. I can get anxious at times, but if the numbers don't make sense, I got to walk away from it. So, even with the mobile home parks, I tell people, man, I may see over 20 to 30 different mobile home communities, but I got to make sure that one is right, and it makes this most sense for all of us. So, that's the biggest thing for us right now. But I love how you say you got that vetting process. I'm gonna have to take some notes on that one.
Yeah, I'm a financial planner by trade. And you know what? Shout out to Erica Williams. So how did you guys meet? How did you and Erica meet? Because, man, it's a sliver. It's 1 degree of separation. I literally met Erica from Ashley Canty, who's a client of ours, an investor in our program. And she told me about her show. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I looked her up. And next thing I know, we've been doing business together for almost 9 months. And again, on the sliver, didn't tell her I wanted to meet you. And she walks right up to me and my son. And first people meet is you. Erica's phenomenal. So Erica get connected, then we're gonna wrap out and let you go, bro, because I know you're busy and we got stuff to do too. But man, I'm so excited. We got to do a part 2 to this.
Oh yeah,
gotta get you on the show and let her tell her side of the story, because y'all both from the shot, man. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited, but this is freaking amazing.
For sure, I appreciate it. So yeah, Erica and I met Erica through our mutual friend. So my boy Pocky that has Hood Estates. He brought us on the team as Hood Estates advisors. And so we saw Erica rocking with them, and we knew we wanted to meet everybody, and we ended up meeting Erica in Chicago. We have a mutual friend here. We met her in the shower.
Out of all places.
Yeah.
You had to go to Chicago to meet you, and you had to come to Houston for us to meet.
Right. She came to Chicago, and that was it was just been ever since, man. We always been rocking with each other. We seen, I think that was the last time I seen in Chicago, but I've seen Erica in probably over 4 different states. You're right. And every time I'm in Texas, she always comes and rock with us. And man, just huge, just always shows love, gives so much value,
Hey, don't she though? I mean, don't have a selfish bone in her body.
No, not at all.
And just overbending, helping. And I try to tell people, man, it's a breath of fresh air when you meet people like that. It's like, man, is this real? But 9 months is like, man, it's more than real.
Yeah.
So, man, again, shout out to Erica Williams and the Classic Fine for making this connection with us. So wrapping up, tell us about the course. Tell us how we can get in contact with you and what's the investment, webinars, whatever. We do a webinar every week that we bring on. Man, I would love to do a webinar with you, brother. Real talk. We're doing a live webinar on Wednesday while I'm walking through my family finance one-on-one course. I'm teaching the actual course, 3 hours that I teach in corporate America. I ain't taught Nick in what, 2.5 years?
Wow.
Because I want to give back to our community. And I'm thinking right now, we do a webinar together, just highlighting the points you talk. Man, we can help so many people out here. It ain't even funny.
For sure. Yeah. So we do a live webinar every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time.
Okay.
Tomorrow we actually won't be doing it tomorrow, but we'll be back reconvening. So
I'm gonna invite you, if you have time, hop onto ours. We'll send you the link, because we're doing ours live tomorrow, even though the holiday.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, long as I think tomorrow we actually doing an EYL class for them at 6.
Okay, yeah, I mean, just hop in anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
We going live at what time, Nick? Are we doing 7 or 6:30 Central?
We're doing 6 Central. Yeah.
6 Central.
We're doing 6 Central. Okay, so we're going 6 Central to 8:30 tomorrow.
Okay, I may be able to hop on right before.
Yeah, just give us how we put things together.
For sure. And so yeah, we have a few things. We have an ebook, how to flip mobile homes for cash. That's $45 to learn the game, how to flip it for cash. We have our elite e-course, our 1.0. We will be releasing 2.0 probably within the month. 1.0 is only $499, so $499 to learn a complete game. That's where most of our successful students came from. And then we have our elite fast track program, which is our 5-week program. They coach with us. We have our new head coach. She pretty much teaches them all the strategies, and then they get a chance to come to Chicago and meet us at that 5th week. We have that program as well, and that's one of those applications. If you guys, and I'll go ahead and send all the information as well.
Yeah, so we can put that in the link and everything and rock with that. So when they come to Chicago, where y'all meet them at? Y'all meet them at the Yacht Club? Y'all meet them at the Financial District?
Yeah, so in Chicago, we're actually taking them right out to Rockford. So
you take them out to the first property?
Yep, we're gonna take them out there, and we got a great relationship with the park manager, and so they're gonna get a chance to go in some new houses, some old houses, get a chance to talk to a park manager, talk to a handyman, just really get that hands-on experience with us.
When's the next time y'all doing that? Because I'm taking my normal trip to Chicago from the 27th to the 5th of July every year with my fam, man. I would like to see that.
Oh, nice. So the class actually starts today. At 6, I'm gonna be going, and then the 5th week, because we're gonna skip the 4th of July weekend, and we're gonna be out there the weekend of July 10th.
Okay, man, that is awesome, man, dude. This has been a blessing. We've taken about an hour and 40 minutes of your time. Well, about an hour and 25. Man, I'm excited for you guys. Number one. Two, I'm excited for the people that you're helping because this is probably the easiest way to get into real estate. And like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I thought our model in Detroit was the easiest way, but yours trumps it. And it goes to show you never know anything, but you continue to keep learning, and you continue to foster great relationships with people. And that's what you have here. And what we always do, Byron, we always give Nick a chance to summarize what he's doing, because Nick is like my apprentice. And as well as my businessman. And here's the great thing about Nick. Nick is an English high school teacher, didn't know nothing about nothing. And he's sitting at the feet of these giants like yourself and your queen. So Nick, hey man, chime in, and then we're gonna let Byron give a closeout, and then we're gonna wrap this amazing interview, which calls the Financial Expert Series with DJ the Money Coach. So turn over to you, Nick. What you got for us, brother?
Oh yeah, man, for sure. The first thing I can say is that the number of people who blow away DJ, blows DJ mind is a very short list. That's a very short list. So yeah, that definitely says a lot about you. But I mean, there's so many nuggets, man, from your story, from the beginning to the end. But I say one of the most important things I saw from the beginning of your story was the fact that you had to get your mind right, get that mindset right before you actually started putting money towards real estate and mobile homes. You invested in yourself. I mean, of course you invested in yourself throughout the journey, but you invested in that growth mindset first, and then you put the money into investing in the real estate, so that was major. So my first nugget to everyone out there would be invest in yourself. Invest in the soft skills and the hard skills, the self-transformation, all of that. It's all important. It's all tied together. The next thing was, there it is, the growth mindset. Yep. Yep. And then another thing that I loved about your story is the fact that not only are you making a lot of money, but you're helping people. Like you actually feel fulfilled, from doing this work. Like you found your purpose, and you're contributing to the world, and you have that satisfaction of seeing those reactions and seeing that gratitude from the people that you're helping, and you're helping people get into the homes, and you're helping people to make money as well. So it's like a win-win-win for everyone, So I mean, like DJ said, I'm just a few years behind you, so that makes me excited as well. Nice. So with all those things, you truly exemplify this acronym that DJ coined, last year. It's called HIM. The H is for humility, the I for integrity, and the M for real man. And you truly exemplify that acronym there.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for coming on, sharing your story, and I'm excited about where you go from here. I'm excited about all the people that you're helping, and I'm excited about the business that we're going to do together.
Yeah, absolutely. So Byron, if you can give us your information again, how they get in contact with you, when's the next event that they can reach you. We're going to put that stuff in the links, and man, we're going to get this out to our small but powerful community. There's a saying in Latin, parvus sed potent, means small but powerful. And then there's another saying in Latin, veni vidi vici. I came, I saw, I conquered, and brother, you epitomize both of those statements. And man, I'm floored, bro. It's there. Oh, I think I've had 2 aha moments in the past 18 months doing this, and you basically and I couldn't be more proud about you coming to Chicago. And I'm not a hype guy, but real talk, brother. So yeah,
Thank you.
Drop us the nuggets and the science of how we can get in touch with you, where we can reach a program. And we're gonna close out, and we're gonna thank you for your time, brother.
For sure, man. So, everybody, if you want to definitely follow if you on Instagram or Facebook at Mobile Home Elite Investors. Again, that's Facebook, that's Instagram. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel. Just type in Mobile Home Elite Investors, or our channel is MH Elite Investors. If you want to, any of our products, go to www.mobilehomeeliteinvestors.com. And if you have any questions about any of our programs, our fast track, anything like that, email us at info@mobilehomeeliteinvestors.com. And man, listen, the one gem I can leave you guys with is here's the biggest thing I think that most people don't. A lot of times we don't believe or trust the fact that we are capable of producing massive results. And the reason why that happens is because in our mindset, we get stuck in the past because of what happened versus what can happen. And so a lot of times I want you guys to really, really think about this. How are you thinking? If you think or you talk, are you talking in past or are you talking in future? And we forget about the present. The present is now. Everything that ever happened, it happened. You cannot change it. You can talk about it. You can talk about all the different ways you would have changed things. But if instead of spending that time talking about the past, if you start focusing on what you can do now to prepare yourself for your future, to create that future, your life will be a lot different, and you'll give yourself a different lens to look through. So that way you're not looking in the rearview mirror, but you're looking forward, and that way you can keep on your path to success. So that's the best advice I can give you guys.
Oh man, that's some priceless nugget. So ladies and gentlemen, we end the show the same way, same reason why all the time. This is on behalf of Nick Westbrooks, our business manager, and on behalf of our esteemed, amazing guest, Byron Sellers, and for his queen, Sharnice Williams at Mobile Home Investors, Elite Investors. We want to thank you for coming to the Financial Expert Series with DJ the Money Coach. And like always, we want you to have a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. And we want you to come travel with us on the beaches of the World Club. And if your beach is not an ocean or sand, find it where freedom and peace of mind and tranquility, because we all deserve it. There's room at the top for everybody. And I want to leave you with this one word, acronym: STEAM, science, technology, entrepreneurship, access, and mentorship. And that's what we got to have emphasis on: entrepreneurship, access, and mentorship. That's what you just saw, ladies and gentlemen. Erica Williams connected us, and now you got access to this amazing couple that are doing amazing things in our community from humble beginnings. So I'm DJ the Money Coach. We'll see you next time on the Financial Expert Series with DJ the Money Coach. Thank you.
Hi, I'm DJ the Money Coach. Don't touch that dial. You want to become financially independent? You want to have consumer debt freedom? You want to have passive income, learn how to build a business, acquire real estate, and achieve the lifestyle you deserve in 2021? Well, hit that link below right now. We've worked with over 20,000 people in the past 2 decades, helping them become consumer debt free, increase their credit scores by 30 to 60 points in 30 days or less, and help them acquire businesses through real estate, taxes, and a network of experts just like me. So you'll get a complete 3-hour, 18-module course called Family Finance 101 that'll teach you A to Z how to become consumer debt free, credit worthy, and it put you in position to become a certified entrepreneur. We'll also give you a complimentary consultation with me that's a $500 value. Why would you want to do that? Because I have already achieved that, and I can help you achieve your American dream in 2021. Hit the link below, get the free webinar and the complimentary consultation, and I'll see you soon and wish you a pom-pom lifestyle that's plenty of money and peace of mind. Come join us.
Toledo Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth, it's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com. Promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo purchase.